Well, I think your analysis was very straight-lined. History doesn't run in a straight line.
Kid, you cannot tell your neighbor he is stealing ducks when you are stealing fowls.
As High Commissioner, I was wrong. As Charandas Persaud, I reacted naturally how any person would have.
I did not come here for that kind of abuse. I did not come here for that kind of abuse. If you're going to go along that road, I'll walk off.
But it's all okay once they're talking. If they were talking, I could not have been here today.
You got ADHD.
I got nothing.
Calm down.
I think I've done enough in terms of taking our team out of trouble from losing.
Come on, Lou Taylor. That's good. I'm reading the script now, and the first person that comes to my mind to play a detective,
Yes,
but
the
an
Guyanese critic.
erratic
Mikhail
detective, is Mikhail Rodriguez.
Why an African slap an Indian? Why a man and slap a woman? Look, girl, how you deal with that? You deal with that.
We must encourage platforms like this because it brings together different people and allows for discussions to take place in our country on a multiplicity of fundamental issues.
Kingdom, you apologizing for something you think I did is wrong. I don't want you to do that, and you should not have done that. Hi there, welcome to our live program named the Freddie Kissoon Show with co-host Akash Persaud. We're coming to you live from the tropical district of Queenstown. It is a tropical night, very pleasant night, typical tropical evening, although there was a little bit of a shower earlier today, but quite a nice evening, and so we like you to keep our company by calling and enlightening myself and Akash, enlightening the Guyanese people. There are things that I have learned over the 2 years, and Akash has been here for 6 months, and there are things we have learned. People call in and talk about things. I mean, one of the things that keep ringing in my ears is, how could nurses graduate and they haven't got their certificate as yet? I mean, what is so, anyway, you don't want to carp on those things because it's Friday night and you shouldn't be depressed on Friday night. But welcome to Akash. Akash is with us, and as they say, he operates the console. He would show you the videos that we go around Georgetown, and soon we'll be going out to Georgetown that we have to show you this evening. So, welcome to the program. We've got some videos for you. Before that, my wife cousin is visiting, and we had ice cream at Banks DIH outlet at Comina and Main Street. And this gentleman came up to us. He recognized me, and he told me that he came straight from the Bank of Nova Scotia. Please let me do this without getting upset. This guy is in about his 60s. He's of mixed ethnicity, I would say Portuguese, Amerindian, and Indian. And he said his bank account was dormant for more than 5 years. Obviously, the man could be money laundering if he got an account that's dormant. When you're money laundering, you put enough money in your account. But if there's any jackasses in this world, if any country has jackasses, it's in Guyana. So this guy came up to my wife and I, and he asked an excuse, and he showed me the things the Bank of Nova Scotia want for them to reactivate his whole account with a pittance inside. This guy has to produce source of income for 1 year. The past year, now I refer to the banking people as jackasses, no apology. If this man's bank account is dormant, Why you want to see his salary for the year? He didn't use that to put any money in the bank. I think we have to appeal to the political parties, and we have to ask the political parties to make this an election issue, stopping the banks from harassing ordinary people. It's brutal, bestial class repression in Guyana, where the banks are hustling small people. This guy, I never forgot this day, never forget his face on Friday. And he said, look, I'm not able with this. Look what they want. For them to activate the man's dormant account. There is something sinister going on in this country with the banks and the powerful forces, because I cannot see how a society should allow the bank to tell a 60-something-year-old man he has to show them what he earned for the past year to reactivate an old account, and no one touches this issue. I just wish I was younger, very much younger, and I would have done drastic things to protect those. I did violent things when I was young.
Really?
Yeah, I provided materials in the fight against Burnham to certain WPA people. I provided a certain type of chemicals. I don't want to say who I give it to, but if I was younger, I would have done things
in a radical manner.
What that man said to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
ridiculous.
I mean, what is horrible, Akash, is that nobody is touching it.
Yeah.
Nobody is helping those people whose account are dumb.
Freddie, a businessman from Canada was coming back here to Guyana to set up a business.
Let's show
and he had a bank account here. Do you know when he came to reactivate that account after he left for so long, he couldn't even reactivate the account. He left with his money that he came here with to do investment for. He said, forget it.
But you understand what is going on with this dormant account? You cannot get the money. You cannot say, well, listen, please give me my money. You cannot close the account.
It's not your money.
You got to go through the same. No.
Maybe it's not your money. Maybe it's their money.
No. I'm telling you this.
Jeez.
I am voting for Irfan Ali in the next election. I support Irfan Ali. If he asks me to help in the election, I have the world of respect for Ani Nandalal. And I I think Ani Nandalal should be president of this country after Irfan Ali terms. But I think something strange is going on with the banks and why they're being allowed to get away with it. All the Bank of Guyana has to say to these jackasses, you cannot put these requirements on a dormant account. There is something going on with the Bank of Guyana, certain forces, and
what is money? What is money laundering about? Somebody's trying to get that money.
A man 60-something-year-old. Yeah. Anyway,
boy.
When I was young, and I started my political career in the People's Progressive Party, and I used to work in the PPP's bookshop named Michael Ford, and I read philosophy every day. And one of the things that struck me, that has remained with me, and that's who I am, is how poor people, how people without power, the poor and powerless, who are going to free them? Who are going to liberate them? Yeah. If you're looking at this program, look at what we are going to show you and tell me if there is nothing that could be done to attenuate, ameliorate, or eradicate class oppression in this country. The tongue clock was here, Akash, and I told her, I support vending. Let me make that clear. Frederick Kissoon support vending because of my class position. I support the working class. I support vendors. But I believe vending should be regulated.
That's
now,
right.
Banks DIH applied to the courts to clear the pavement where Banks DIH have a business place called Demico. And so it's cleared. Let's show you It's cleared.
That is outside Banks DIH. At
See how
the
clear it
Starbucks
is?
Market. You know, there used to be a lot of vending there.
Yeah. See?
No vendors.
Clear,
there
clear, clear. Please look at that, and we will repeat it, because we're going to come to the brutal aspect of class oppression in Guyana. This is Demico. It's a deserted town. Look. Solitary. Nobody on the pavement. Nobody. Look. They have been cleared through a court injunction. See that? Good. Let's stop there. Now, Banks DIH wanted the pavement around Demico to be cleared. Do you know what 2 years Banks DIH did? From the time you're coming to East Bank and you turn into Meadowbank, coming right down, once you turn into Meadowbank, almost half a mile, Banks DIH put cones on the bloody parapet, on the parapet that Akash, Persaud, Freddie, Kissoon, and 780,000 people have a right to use in this country. So I brought the traffic chief to them. Banks DIH refused to come out and meet one of the most senior police officers. They just have the man there waiting. And for that year, at the end of the year, I did a column and I said that is one of the men for 2023. One of the personality for 2023 was the traffic chief. That man just stood there. I'm waiting for Banks DIH official to come out. Let me tell you something. They have some police officers, Akash. Once 5 minutes or 10 minutes are up, they would have gone into Banks DIH and sent for backup.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you. Now, Banks DIH has cleared Starbucks Square. Look what Banks DIH is doing to Guyana and is doing to people who have a right to use the public roads and the public parkings. Look at this nonsense. Look at this class oppression. Look carefully.
This is the road heading to, if you look here, this is the road heading from towards Meadowbank by where they have the fishery place there at the back. And then you're going to come round now onto the turn where Banks, this is the turn that Banks DIH is on. This is right on the turn there, right? That's the fishery place across there. And boom. These cones run along, taking up all the parking area there. It goes all the way.
See those cones? That's almost half a mile of public property. That's almost half a mile of public property. Look, you cannot park there. These obnoxious, repugnant billionaires got the vendors off the pavement at Starbucks Square. I'm telling Guyanese that they cannot park for half a mile, and they just constructed a new building opposite Turfs Park. They have accommodation for the high-class employees, and for half a mile, those people have put cones on the public parapet, and the Ministry of Public Works looking out for people selling dog food on the public parapet. If you're looking at this program, I'm telling you, I just wish the bird of youth could have returned and I could have dealt with those kinds of things. Banks DIH, you cannot shift your car. If you get in trouble, you cannot go onto the parapet. Banks DIH. So Akash, let us call the traffic chief. You can send that video to the traffic chief.
Yeah, I can send it to him. Yes.
You've got the traffic chief number. I have his number.
Oh no, but Freddie.
Yeah.
All right, give me his number. I can't send it.
You can send that to the traffic chief. I want to ask the traffic chief. I know traffic chief.
I'll send it to him later. I can't send it right now, but we'll call him because he knows of the issue, right?
Yeah, well,
let me call
it's the
him.
previous one. So it's 623 2072. I will speak to him. I want to know if the police force gave Banks IH permission. Hello, good evening, traffic chief. This is Freddie Kissoon.
Okay, sir.
We're live on air, so you're live on air. We're doing the Freddie Kissoon show with co-host Gildari
Akash.
and Akash. Sorry, we normally show videos about things in and around Guyana, and we've just shown a video of Banks IH putting cones from Meadowbank when you make the turn coming from the East Bank, almost half a mile going north. Half a mile, cones on the parapet. You cannot even pull into the parapet to park. We would just like to know if the police force give Banks DIH permission to put cones on almost half a mile of public parapet. You're live on here.
Thank you. To answer your question, no. I'm not aware that a request was made. Further, I'm not aware that the police would want to do so, knowing full well that the stretch of road, instead of having cones to regulate any flow of traffic and or maintain space for parking, it ought to have been a reserve for parking for banks, or it should have been a no parking or no stopping to ensure a deterrent to persons who would go and occupy space meant for banks their age. So, to your question, no.
So no one can pull in there if they have engine trouble. Anyway, traffic chief, please,
Yes,
when this program is finished, please go on to YouTube and you will see we showed our Facebook, Guyanese Critic Facebook page, and you will see what Banks DIH has done for half a mile on that parapet. Even if you go into Banks DIH, there's no way to park on the public parapet. Traffic chief, thanks for coming on the phone. We really appreciate this.
Before you go, sir, my name is Akash. Send me a WhatsApp message to this from the same number, and I will forward the video to you immediately. Also, that we did.
Thank you. And Mr. Kissoon,
yes, sir.
Not to be prejudiced towards anyone. It's not only Banks age. If everyone were to take their responsibility to recognize that what they are doing reference cones or some direct form of materials to somewhat reserve space to themselves or control space, we would all see that if we remove same, it will be more space for persons to traverse, and or it forms a safer movement passage for persons on foot, not only vehicles encountering problems.
Okay, traffic chief.
Thank you very much for having me, and I will definitely look at the video and see how best I can address.
And you have to come on the program, right? You have to be our guest.
I will, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good evening. Bye.
You too.
You're not taking calls yet, right?
So, if you're traveling north on the East Bank Public Road, means you're coming to Georgetown. That half a mile of public parapet that Banks has taken up, they have not been given permission. This is what I'm suggesting. We have now evidence of the police saying they did not give Banks permission. My cell number is 614-5927. Can we gather a small party and remove those cones? I will do the removing because I cannot be arrested. The police said Banks should not have done that. If you're listening to this program, please contact me at 614-5927 and let's get a party of people and let's go and move those cones. Don't call in yet. We have other videos to show you.
All right, so this video here, this one is a citizens alert because it is very, very dangerous. What you're looking at here is Brickery Public Road, right on the turn, and this is so dangerous because someone sent in a video. As you know, viewers, you've been sending in videos to us. We can always show your videos, but just let me say, be responsible with your video. Make sure when you send something, it's not because these videos and so on don't represent me or Mr. Freddie Kissoon's view. So whatever you send via video and you have audio, I'm going to remove the audio because in some of these videos, names are being mentioned and we don't want that. So we have to take care of ourselves too. But this here, someone sent this. This is Brickery Public Road, where there is a guy, there's a scrap yard there, scrap metal yard, and look,
right on the road.
On the pub, this is the.
So if those big trucks come in and you want to swerve,
no, you're dead.
Right,
you're dead.
You have to swerve into that.
You're swerving into that. Then there is a container park. If you look here, there's a container.
That's
there.
right on the road.
Yes, and it's on the turn. There is a guy named Umesh that has a transmission business.
Some of our young people may not know Brickery. Brickery's up the
After Craig is Brickery thing, right? It's somewhere around there, right?
Yeah.
So look at this. This is the scrappy, and this thing is almost on the road. Almost on the road. This is the only way to and from the airport. So guys, if you're driving there at night, spread the word. Be careful you reach Brickery because there is a container and there is a whole lot of scrap metal there. If you don't see this thing, Freddie, I'm lost for words sometimes, you know.
Look, the container is right on the road.
Look at the car park. If somebody's walking there, somebody can't walk there either because the thing is so close to the road that there is no space for people to walk. There is no space for anybody to walk. And while the man is doing it, look, a man bring a bucket, a bin of garbage and dump it there. While the man filming, look, he they got scrap metal here. Set scrap metal over there also. And he
watch in the 21st century.
Yeah.
With an oil economy that the world eyes are on. Look what that man is doing.
And watch when the truck coming, watch how far the truck has come because over there on the other side.
We should send this tape to the police, bring it up, catch his image, and arrest him.
Yeah, but he casually walk off. You see the sign mark supply there? So look where these things are. Look how close it is on the road, Freddie. Nobody
Brickery is near supply.
Yeah, after supply.
Dr. Ptolemy Weed, the former prime minister, used to live there. I think, yeah.
Freddie, this is I'm lost for words when I saw this thing because you know what a danger this is. You know what danger this is. This poses to the life of people, Freddie. I mean, every day hearing about traffic and all the traffic jam and accidents and so on. But this is an accident waiting to happen. So you rightly said.
Well, we got to show some people We got to show our view some videos that we showed before. Remember UG Road that. This is the road, and the trench is right there.
One of our viewers sent this in. This is Rumvelt on Rumvelt Public Road. She said this thing has been here, Freddie, for 2 months. I think I can play the video. I can play her audio because nobody's name was called there. But let me play this. I think she called me Mr. Persaud in the video, but that's fine.
That's not your middle name, man.
Persaud. Let me see if I can get her audio.
She know I name Frederick, and she know the program, so she think it's Frederick Persaud.
I'm not getting the audio, but here, look at this. This is on Rumvelt Public Road. She said over 2 months this thing there, nobody's moving it, Freddie. And you know how this reached there? Is people dump it there. The same like you see the man going dump the bin just now. Yeah. The same way they're doing it. The same way. Now, last week a caller called from industry and said to us, 2nd Street Industry, and said that somebody had a cooking business next door and stagnant water is there and the smell is bad, they can't sit in their own yard, worms coming over and so on. Freddie said maybe your discretion is not needed, but I'm telling you, if you're a little squeamish about worms and so on, you're going to see that. This is the thing here, look. So the man is going to show, that's the people on the other side there, the goat, you see the goat is stagnant. It can't, the water's not moving and so on. And I guess all the grease and from the fat of the cooking thing. And we remember we told him to go to the EPA, but he said he went to the EPA. But Freddie, look, let me show you. Look, this is what in the people's yard. Look, those are crawling things there. Those are crawling things. Look, this is.
Wow, you have that video about Bihari?
I got this video. that you did today, Freddie.
Oh yes. We did this today. Mm-hmm. Now look at this. This is in Peter Rose Street. Look, that palm branch is hanging on a telephone wire right in the middle of the road. Look, that's Peter Rose Street. right in, for weeks. And we went and we filmed that and we tried to get comments from the people living right. But could you imagine you living next to that and you haven't reported it?
Or nobody tried to take it down with a stick or something. Man, it's not electric wires, telephone. When that bores everybody there without internet and telephone.
So we went to interview some of the people who live right there, and they said they don't want to go on air. One chap said, "Oh, I only saw it last night. Our studio is right a block away, so we got to pass there all the time. I passed there and I saw that thing," and he said, "Oh, I only saw it last night." Then another resident said, "Yeah, I was thinking of getting my boys to go and move it." Right in the middle of Peter Rose Street, there is that huge branch hanging on a telephone wire for weeks, and none of the residents can call GT&T or call some relevant authority to move that thing. You know how long that thing was on that wire? That's Guyana. It's just Akash, we're gonna get lots of money from oil, but I don't know if
Everything will change.
I don't know if anything will change. We have to show some videos from the past weeks because nothing has changed. The French have a saying: the more things change, the more they remain the same. Our lines are open up, so you can start calling us. The numbers are on the screen there.
Let me take this call. Okay. All right, guys, the lines are open. You can call us.
The police.
I see somebody has sent sent a voicemail, a voice note to us. We're not going to read any voice note live on air because I don't know, what's being said, right?
But once, let's say what they're saying. Once we see them going off. Hello.
Hi, good night, guys.
Good night.
I saw the president was talking about changes and how many crops we're producing and how we're going to be the food basket of the Caribbean in the near future. That is very good if it's possible. But typically, we don't have the rain as we usually get in this time of year. But Blackbush Folder in an area has been flooded. And you don't have much of the rainfall. But the flooding has become, up to today they had a protest there with the rice farmers and the catchment. The result of the flood is not the rain, the result of the flood is the outfall. My point is, why do every rain season, the relevant authority who is in charge of these things during the outfalls, why do we have to always wait on when tragedies strike? This is an old thing that's been going on in Guyana. Whether the previous government, this government, when they were in the previous, this is an old thing that's been going on. Every time, and when you suffer a loss, nobody has any time with you. They just come to you or whatever, and they say, okay, we're going to get it fixed. Why we all know in the year coming June, July, there's going to be a rainy season. Let us get ourselves together. Let us as a million. And these are educated people who are running the government. These are not done, but they're behaving like one. That's one of the points. What of the amount of accidents that we have, the fatal accidents that we have over the past 2 to 3 weeks? What this government is imposing, or what the police force are stripping people blasted tin. How would that solve the reason of accident? Focus more on people are losing their life every single day. And all their focus, I spoke to a senior officer in Barbados on which day. And I was proposing, we were talking. I was proposing some points that maybe could have assisted. The master by what we do. A senior officer of Region 6, this is the order we're getting from the top. Guys, have a good night. I hope you sure been interested tonight.
Thanks for coming through. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Caller, good evening. You're live on air. Caller? All right. Let's hear what is Caller, good evening. You're on air.
Hello, good evening. Yes. I'm calling in connection with the railway embankment at behind this Guyanese gas station, where there's a huge pileup of vehicles on both sides of the road. The lights there are off for the past couple of months. We're calling the ministry and they're not doing anything about it. I don't know if you could help me to enlighten it. It's very dangerous. The people are being robbed every single day and night, daytime and nighttime. Could you please help us? The nights are worse.
I don't have his number in my phone, but one of the better public servants in this country, somebody I would just close my eyes and praise, is the man that is in charge of the lights, Mr. Siram. I know he's hardworking. I know that man works 18 hours a day. Of course, he can't know which lights are not working or what. People have to inform them. Yes. I will do that, and if I don't do it, if I will need to be reminded, so I will ask Akash to remind me. Mr. Siram is quite a dedicated person.
On the railway embankment behind the Guyanese.
Yeah, I know. I pass there all the time, madam.
Yes,
I live at.
I see you there.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate your help.
Bye.
Thanks for coming through, ma'am. Caller, good evening. You're live on air.
Good night.
Good evening.
Good night.
Yes, good night. You're live on air.
Mr. Akash.
Yes.
I have a problem with the Ministry of Health. We live in Myconi, and we have a problem with mosquitoes. If the ministry can't get people to spray this, can they give us the formula to spray our yard?
Okay.
I don't think it's any big formula. I think you could buy it at those chemical places.
Right, but what you got to do? What
is the name?
I have no idea, but I think that those kinds of things are sold at agricultural stores.
If you know what, if anybody is watching the show and they know what is exactly the thing that is being used to do, you talk about the fogging operation they have, what they use, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the chemical that they spray.
Because we have a swamp area in Myconi, right?
Uh-huh.
And that is from the sea, from Myconi Bridge to Abari Bridge, is a swamp. And you can't do this mosquito because the NDC is not fogging the place.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you something. I saw a mosquito at my home yesterday. I thought it was a baby cockroach out big. They ain't easy. It's some big. No, it's true. These things huge.
All right, I got the next one here with the medical council, right?
Okay, go quickly.
Since last year, I made a report concerning a doctor.
Don't call the doctor name.
Don't
call the doctor name.
No, I didn't call nobody.
No, don't call his name. Don't call his name on the thing.
No, I won't.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, 5-6 months finish, and I get back no feedback from this thing. I don't know if it is wasting time to have a medical council.
You wrote the medical
council for nothing.
You wrote the medical council about malpractice of a doctor. You know, you could have
6 months.
You know what is so frightening about that? You could have malpractice of an accountant. You can have malpractice of a journalist. Or you could have malpractice of an economist. But a lawyer. But when you have malpractice of a doctor, you're playing with people's lives. You would think you will get a response right away.
The doctor actually manhandled me.
Wow.
This is at a private or public medical clinic?
A private clinic at Waterloo Street.
Okay.
The doctor manhandled you, and you
actually.
So
I respond.
He got verbal with you?
Yes.
Did he physically assault you?
No.
You
Actually.
Verbal, but you got very...
Well, I'm not sure that comes under medical malpractice. I'm not sure that comes under the jurisdiction of the medical council. If you have an exchange with a doctor and voices are raised, I don't think you could ask the medical council to investigate that. I'm glad you told us that.
Mr. Freddie.
No, you can't.
Mr. Freddie, I went and saw him concerning a medical problem, and he took some tests on me. And when I asked him to read it, he said, "You're what? You are. That's your behavior all the time." And he started with the verbal abuse.
All right. In fairness to the man and under natural law, that we're hearing your side of the story, we have to hear his side. So I don't think you should persist with the medical council. The medical council cannot get involved if you have an exchange with a doctor. You have to document malpractice of a medical officer. You have to show that he did something that is in the area of bad medicine. Okay, so right.
All right, thanks for coming, Chuma. Let's take some other calls, right? Thank you for coming, Chuma.
Hello.
Hey, guys. So the guy who wanted to know the chemical that they normally use for fag,
Yes.
it is malathion mixed with diesel.
Okay.
Malathion. But what happened, you cannot use it in a normal spray can because the diesel that you mix it with will damage the spray can packet. That is why they have that special machine.
Oh, we should have kept his number and called him
I'm
back.
sure that he's still watching.
Yes. All right. Good. But this thing has to be mixed proportionately too, right?
Yeah, water with diesel and the malathion.
That's what they use for fogging?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what? If you don't mind, sir, tell us what you do so we know that you know what you're talking about.
No, I'm not anyway in that area, but I've known because I've been with the guys that does the fag.
Okay, good. And you know the proportion in which they mix it with? Quickly?
Yeah, it does.
What is the proportion?
Remember, in the machine that they normally use, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like, let's say you're using, 2 liters, let's just propose a 2 liter bottle one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You use like about, let me put it in a...
All right. All right, thanks. But no, in any case, somebody who's using anything, they have to get supervised information that they're mixing the thing the right way. They don't want...
Not necessary when these guys are fagging. We're getting a lot of fagging in Region 6. I'm going to thank the government for that.
Okay.
They're doing every single area probably 3-4 times a week. That's very good. The mosquito is still there, but we're getting good support from the government in terms of the fagging.
All right, good. Thanks for coming through, all right? Let's take another call. Thank you for your contribution. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Arbajan.
Good night, Freddie. Good night, Akash.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
You hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you, yes.
Yeah, no, I just want to make in reference to the fagging of the mosquito. I know I spoke to the director of health in East Borvis. They're using the diesel with malathion, and to be honest with you, that thing is not working because I don't think it's working. The method is not working, and I make a post on that.
You got a big mosquito problem up there too, right, Arbajan?
We have mosquito invade this place for the past month, and it's nothing what they do. I don't think is working. I spoke to the MP of Parliament, Dr. Mahadi, who I think he's part of the mentioned that they have any other method they can use, but hopefully they come up with something else. You see, malathion and diesel does not kill the root of the cause. You may chase the mosquito, but then they come back by the evening.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's not working. And the other I want to make, the first caller mentioned about government and flooding, and he referred to an area in Borbisan, say Blackbush. Wherever there is flooding, Freddie, we have RDC councillors. We would have dry weather for close to a year and over a year. These outfall canals, in access outfall, should have been. Now, who is responsible for that? the same way they have an organization called the Water Users, which the body make up of, which they elected them to be on.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Arbajan. Let's listen. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. The Water User Association make.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up. You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
The call is not going to call back. Call back, please.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Sorry.
Let me call from the line, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Caller, good evening. You're live on air.
Yeah, this is Akash. Good night.
Good night.
I'm calling from Worcester in the highlights of problem. I keep calling this program all the time. September coming is 10 years now I live in here, right?
You saying what? The problem?
Short Bridge was still in. Again, right? And you can't get water. I live in a flat house and you can't get water inside. Right now, if you put on.
But you've been calling since this program began 2 years ago.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, but
I can't understand.
No, but you called when Siraj.
Right, he never come and do nothing either. He just talks with me.
Right,
he never said nobody to know. I don't have time for you to call back anybody.
All right, well, look.
Calling a very whole.
All right, when he comes on the program again, we got a call. But I mean, you have aired your grievances many times.
I'm calling somebody from GWI right now to see if I can see this guy still working there.
Listen, Akash. They got to scheme up with me, tell you all over and over. Right, water going upstairs in the people's house. So I live in a flat house, 1 floor. I don't pump water 5 times for this week for get up in a tap. So
yeah, but
to my house. My electricity bill got up. Was the 4,000 more than normal.
Hi, good evening. Trying to get another vision.
You understand what's going on?
Michelle.
You can't get water if I store off no water for going to washroom for beer or no water any time.
All right, well, Siraj was here. You should have called when he was here the last time.
I can't tell you anything. Send the look into the man. It don't make sense, Mr. Kissoon. If this Guyana could ever, God could come down, Guyana can't get good. I don't believe so. It makes no sense. Right? Nothing. You call this body, call the body, the same thing all the time. I call you at the concern traffic situation, call you every. If you hear how the person behave in the traffic headquarters in the background, right? I won't call it anymore. If you hear the person how they behave, we want to do, they got construction going on. If you want to put police down there and all manner of things, I start going on ridiculous. This is how you deal with people. That's the way you start the people. I had to even call into the police complaint authority and complain for them, but I didn't. The mistake I make, I didn't take the person name and answer the phone. You understand? And she go to somebody else and he start cussing up and behaving bad in the background. Inside a police station, but I have no recording or nothing for prove it, you know?
Carla, look.
The water situation is ridiculous. Rain falling now, you can't get water.
Right.
You go for wash shoes, you can't do.
Okay.
Right, once you speak, you can't get water. You know?
Listen.
Good, man.
Can you call me tomorrow, please?
The guy from Waterworks went here, Mr. Dan Raj. I WhatsApped him for a number. He called me yard and telling me he running some pipe from Prospect coming to some line. I say here, not this year, September. It's 10 years right here since I live here, and I hear enough for the past 10 years.
Caller.
It doesn't make sense. They just come and fool you all the time.
Call me tomorrow.
Right,
call me tomorrow. And I'm going to see how we're going to do this, all right?
Just fooling people all the time.
All right,
please call me tomorrow.
I don't have to call you, Akash. You're hearing and they're listening.
All right.
No, man, call me and we're going to see how we're going to fix it.
All right, good man. All right, good man. You've been calling.
We got a bourgeois scheme of water going up.
All right.
And I can't get water.
Good man, you've been calling.
Come and tell me vote for you.
All right, good sir. Good sir. Let's take another call. You've been calling us for 2 years now. We hope your things improve. Bye-bye.
Caller, good evening. You're live on air.
Hi, good evening, guys.
Good evening.
I am calling on every Guyanese that Freddie would have called upon for the removal of those cones.
Yeah.
To join hands with Freddie. This is absolute nonsense. It's garbage. It's beyond belief that these rich companies can do whatever they want, and the poor man must just feel the brunt of the.
I know.
You know, there's a policy in the US where if you put cones in front of your house to keep parking, there's problem with parking in the US too. You're being faced with a fine of $250. Those things should be implemented. I know it's not going to be easy. Unfortunately, with the removal or the encroachment of businesses on the streets and stuff like you talk about the scrap iron thing, I think the government is between rock and diamond there. Because some of them might be supporters of the government, and if you remove them, they cry foul. So it's really unfortunate that, people are just keep breaking the law because of their political connections and whatever. Again, I'll reiterate, I think the government is between rock and diamond where that is concerned.
All right. All right. Well,
all right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming through, man. Thanks, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, good night, man. Good night to you guys. Hello?
Yeah, good evening. You're live.
Night. Tell Freddie this is cousin Janet Cotton.
He says one of Janet's cousins. He's Janet's cousin from New York. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I would just like to make a comment about all these rivers flooding in the interior and so on. It's about time, Diana, get some hovercraft now, man. These things you don't have to get selling the bridges. Just like you just move in and just deflate and then inflate. But I think the Ghana government should look into them kind of things for those interior areas now. With all these flooding and things and so on. Hovercraft.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
All right.
Okay, sir.
Thanks for coming through. Good suggestion. All right. Caller, good evening. You're live on air.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes.
I called about 2 weeks ago concerning the lab at the Georgetown Hospital where they do the blood test. Could you give me an update on it? Because I'm calling and they're just telling me that it's not ready yet for operation.
Well, madam, I don't know what is going on there. We were told that the labs are working. So I don't know what's happening there. That's what somebody called in. After you called in, somebody called in last week to say.
Yes, I heard him.
Yeah. So I
said that is, but why should I lie? Why? I mean, this is you're dealing with sickness, sir, right? And why should I lie? And it's poor people you're dealing with. No rich people go to even rich people go to the Georgetown Hospital, and to get one blood test, you know how much money it's got to pay. One has to do a series of tests like cholesterol and heart and kidney and all that.
But
it's a lot of money.
But you need to go down there yourself, or rather than rely on people, because with all public institutions like private institutions, they got their faults. But Georgetown Hospital has been doing well the past 2 years.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not, and that's why I'm complaining.
I cannot see how
why it should happen.
I cannot see how the lab.
You cannot go directly. Right? Because the first thing they ask you, where are you from? You got to say, I'm from this district. They say, go back to the health center in that district. And they will give you a referral. When you go to the health center, the doctors at the health center would say that the lab is not working and we cannot issue a referral. Right? And
well, how you know that is true? Why don't you go to the public hospital yourself?
I called. They told me to call.
Stop calling and go to the hospital yourself. You relying on people telling.
Listen, I don't have a paper. If I go to them, I would ask them if the lab is working, but they would tell me no.
How you know they would tell you that? Man, you can't assume that.
Let me tell you something.
No, madam, you're going in another direction that I am uncomfortable with. I mean, you said your local people told you it's not working. Now you're saying if you go to the hospital itself, they will tell you it's not working?
But okay, let us say for some reason say yes, the lab is working. I don't have a referral. I will now have to come back to the clinic, get a long wait there at the clinic, and then go back to them.
Well, I think
so do you have a referral already?
No.
So why don't you? So the best thing to do then? Why don't you get the referral from the clinic first and then go?
Not giving the referral because they're saying
wow, yeah.
That is what is my contention.
No, but my
you and all want to go to the
no. Here what is my contention? Someone is telling you the labs are not working. You need to find out for yourself if the labs are working. I did by several phone calls. I called the technicians at the lab, and they said they're only working for emergency. That's it. The general public from the different clinics are not working. Freddie, I won't come on your show and lie on a big institution like the Georgia.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that.
Listen. Call next week if the problem doesn't improve. Call next week.
Here is what I'm going to do.
I don't have his number in my phone. I have very few numbers in my phone, my close friends and relatives. I will keep the CEO's number in my phone next week, and we will call him.
Right? Because I was going to call a senior doctor right now at the hospital to find out if it's working.
Call.
So, ma'am, here's what we'll do. I'm going to call you can't stay on this line because I got to use the phone.
But listen, hold on.
We're going to call. I'm going to go call a senior doctor.
We got to find out which lab she's talking about.
But it's one lab. Everybody got to.
You saying the Georgetown lab where they do blood tests is not working?
For the clinics, the technicians, they're only...
No, wait, madam, I didn't ask you that. I'm asking you if the lab at the Georgetown Hospital where they do blood tests is not working.
They said listen to what I'm saying, sir. They say they're only doing emergency blood tests, not for the general public.
Okay.
So it's working then.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. That's the lab that Dr. Mohammed is in charge of. I know Dr. Mohammed that does blood tests. When you want your, when you're at the Georgetown Hospital and the doctor send you for a blood test, that lab on East Street, you saying that lab isn't working and hasn't been working for the.
You say it to me.
Okay. You want to call the doctor?
Yeah, let me.
Akash?
All right, come off the phone. I'm going to try to call his doctor now.
Listen, take my number and call me, and we'll tell you what the doctor say.
No, she's going to be online. I'm going to say what the doctor says.
She's
you're going to be watching. Continue watching the show. All right? So you're going to hear.
Every night I watch your show.
Okay,
thanks.
Well, let's say what the doctor say.
Yeah.
And listen to the program. Tell you what the doctor say.
Take call in the meantime, Freddie.
Hello.
Hello. Good night, Freddie.
Yeah. Good evening.
Hi, Freddie. Good evening. I had sent you a WhatsApp message like 3 weeks ago when you promised to return my call.
I don't have a WhatsApp.
Freddie, no WhatsApp.
I would not have received a WhatsApp number. Look on your screen and you see what I have.
Okay.
I have a $3,000 Mango Pelto. I'm just mentally comfortable with it. Maybe I'm eccentric, but
I know
that's what I have. So I didn't get a WhatsApp number, no.
Freddie, I have a problem.
Hi.
I was an activist
Doc?
of the PPP party.
I'm talking to you live on here.
Yes.
Just hold a second. Stay on the line. Just hold a second.
Stay on the line, caller. Could you say nobody's hearing you, but could you say if the Georgetown Hospital lab is working or not, and has it been working for the longest while?
Huh?
Just hold a sec. Just hold a sec, sir.
Okay.
Hi, Doc.
Yeah,
the lab is working,
and they're taking referrals and so on. I wouldn't mention your name, eh? Mm-hmm.
Not referrals, but if they come from a health center or from a clinic within the hospital, yeah, they're doing blood tests.
So if they come from another health center or a clinic, they will get their blood work done. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's about 2 weeks, right?
So the lab is working.
All right. All right, good. Thank you so much, Doc. All right.
So the lab is working?
Yeah, all right. So that was a senior doctor at the Georgetown Hospital that I spoke to on the line. And she's saying that the lab is working. They are doing tests for health centers. Now, madam, I know you're still watching. We're not saying that you're lying. But somebody...
Well, there's nothing we can do with that.
But somebody...
We just call a doctor.
Right,
say,
and this is a senior doctor.
I think that lady's
about
problem,
20 years.
That lady's problem is at the...
Yes. Maybe somebody there doesn't want to help you, but my number is there also, 652-1314. Call me tomorrow. I will try to get your blood work done. I'm going to talk to the same doctor I call. I'm going to ask if it's possible that she can help you to get the blood work done.
Okay.
All right?
Right. Yes, sir. Continue.
Yeah.
Yes, Freddie. 3 weeks ago, I had called and someone at your end promised to return my call the following day, of which they didn't. And
So what you mean someone at my end?
It's because...
No. Stop. You called and someone at my end? What you mean?
This program here.
Well, it's Akash or me have to say, what did you call and what did you ask and what did we say we will get back to you about?
Okay, Freddie, let me tell you. I was an activist for the PPP party. I'm calling from Region 3. During my house walkabout visit, because we normally walk about, find out about the people complaints and problems and so. I was told about some horrifying stories about an individual. I had questioned this, I talked to this individual and said, man, so and so. Next thing he bluntly told me that you're not an activist anymore. Of such, I'm not aware of what is going on in my party or no activities. I had called and someone said that they were going to get back to me. So that nobody didn't.
You called who?
The same program here.
You call.
And I got a message from your number, Freddie.
You're confusing me. I can't recall a conversation. I can't recall somebody calling me with that problem. What is the problem? What we supposed to discuss with you?
You're saying that no one has the authority to take you off as an activist unless proper...
I can't remember, so unless, I don't know if Akash can remember. I cannot recall having a conversation
Freddie doesn't have WhatsApp
with
either.
somebody telling you, I don't have WhatsApp, and I can't remember telling someone I'll get back to you now. No. We gotta go. Let's take this other call, please. I can't remember such a conversation. I don't have Alzheimer's, and I can't remember any conversation with somebody saying you're not an activist or...
All right. Thanks for coming through. Look, we have a lot of messages coming through. I'm going to try to get you some of these messages quickly. But when it calls,
I can't recall telling somebody.
Somebody said 127 Haji Street, Hurst, East Bank. I'm going to come back to that, hopefully. Caller, good evening. You are live on air.
Hello, good night. Just a concern. I was at the Lenore Cottage Hospital last night with a belly pain because now I'm in trouble with a kidney stone. Upon reaching there, I told the nurse what happened. She went inside, spoke to the doctor, came out back and told me that I will require a date for ultrasound and I must return. So I asked her what about the pain. She went inside, came out back, gave me an injection and just sent me home just like that.
Well, here.
But she didn't give. Well, she gave.
I can tell you this here, partner. I had a kidney stone problem for a good while, right? And I could tell you, ain't no pain in this world worse than kidney stones. I know what it's like. I had to get it. And I used to go to the hospital. You know what they used to tell me? They tell me the best I can do, the best they can do for me is give me an injection too. One time they gave me an injection. I couldn't drive home. They gave me one of these morphine. Really, really strong. I couldn't drive home. That's the only thing I do. What I can do though, I can share my experience with you of how I got rid of my kidney stone, and I can share it with you at some time.
Herbal medicine.
Yes, there's a combination of things that you can use, and I can tell you what to do. But here, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to get it out, but you got to bear the pain. It's going to come out.
Dr. Akash, because herbal medicine.
No. You have anything like that, kidney stone?
Anyway, so
thanks for coming through. You have my number is 652-1314. Give me a call. I can see how I can help you. But I understand what you're talking about. I
think they could have been more professional because
yes, they should.
They should be.
I can't understand how would doctors who take an oath to protect people could be, I have witnessed a Hippocratic oath. Yeah.
Look like hypocrisy.
I never thought of that doctor now. They just were sending me away just like that.
That's at the Lenore Clinic?
Lenore Cottage Hospital. I was there after 12 last night. I think the doctor could have been more professional. He could have.
Yeah, he should have come out and said, look. Sometimes you wish you could name these people, but you don't want to because he could sue us and say they're lying and you. But these doctors are a disgrace to the medical profession. A man come to the hospital in pain, you have to see him. So,
yes, of course.
So, you just wish.
But I know the kidney stone problem, man, and I tell you, I can share my experience with you.
Share your,
Dr. Akash
share
will
your
explain.
herbal medicine outside the program. Bye-bye, sir. Okay,
Thanks for coming through.
Thanks for coming through.
I know. Thanks for coming through. Freddie, let me take 2 minutes. Don't take a call yet. I have to read these people messages, you know. All right, take the call.
What's the message about? We can't keep people on the line. That could wait. We have that to read, but...
Caller, good evening.
Hi, good evening. I'm calling about this account I have with the GBTI.
Mm-hmm.
I took in some money to bank, and they told me that they can deposit that money. They asked me where I got the money from.
No, wait. Before you go, you're allowed $2 million without inquiry or without signing up forms or what have you. You allow that. Over that, you have to state how you got it, etc., etc. Was it over $2 million?
Oh my God, I'm a pensioner. No.
Wow.
It was far less than that. I am a pensioner.
No, they shouldn't ask you that. So what did they ask you?
They asked me where I got this money from, $200,000.
No, it's $2 million. You're allowed to bank $2 million. With,
no, I want to tell you what happened when I went to the counter.
Yeah.
The girl asked me where I got this money from. I said it's my savings. They say, but according to this thing that we have with your account here, you can only put X amount for the month. I said, what? So she insisted, where did you get it? So I said, it's my savings. What work do you do? Oh, I sell plants. I sell books. I write books.
Oh my, you see? The poor ordinary people the bank's hustling.
And I have to get paper to show that I sell books.
Yeah, that's what they do. Listen, something is going on. Something wrong is listen, you could bank $200,000 without having to meet the money requirement, anti-money laundering. But listen, madam, how much she told you of that $200,000 you could bank?
Yeah, she said every month I could only bank $126,000.
Well, listen, man, don't let that lady at the bank give you stress. Go and bank your $126,000 every month.
So I asked her, what do I do if I have this money? Because sometimes I do certain jobs too, private jobs.
Which branch was this?
GBTI.
Which branch?
Water Street.
Oh, my God.
She said I have to get proof. I said, proof? Who would
you
you?
have...
I have it on my phone.
You have 200,000. What is the hell going on in this country? Where is this country going? What kind of jackass people we have in the banking system that a pensioner go with $200,000 and have to answer all questions relating to money laundering
and selling plants?
200.
She told me I have to go within a couple certain days. She told me. I said, if I don't go, what do I do? She said I have to go and update my account and give them information. I said, but I said I already done that a couple years ago. But you still have to go. You're only eligible for 126, and now you're giving me this amount of money. And I had planned to go in today, but it rained up in my area.
Madam, I really don't have the time. I would have accompanied you, but Akash and I put our own money into this program, and to look after, to investigate all these problems. You have to put gas in your car, pay cell phones, but all I can say, I wish you luck. I wish I could go with you when you're going in, and we could create some kind of confrontation there. But
when do you plan on going in, ma'am? Monday. All right. Here's what I'll do. I know the manager for that branch personally, and I will call him. I will call him and find out before. What's your
she said I have to go, or else they will block my account, and I can't withdraw not a cent from my account. I said, from my money? She said yes.
She's a jackass. She can't tell you that. Nobody can block you from your own account.
Yes, I did want to record her on my phone, but I didn't.
You should have done that. A pensioner selling plants have to meet an...
Very anti-development.
Madam, let me spend the rest of this evening on the program in serenity. I don't want to hear.
I'm going to reach out to the gentleman though and see how best we can have it fixed. All right, thanks. Have a good evening.
Good luck, Percy. Good luck.
Right.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye. All right. Let me try to get in this some messages here quickly.
You heard. Yeah, but we could read them.
Yeah, but if we're going to stop. We are surrounded by workshops on the street at the corner of Wales Long Pond Sisters Village. Noise so much. Blockmaker workshop on one street corner. Spray paint on the other street corner. And this village smells, it's like spray paint and cement and wood dust. And there's a lot of noise. The NDC, RDC, EP, they ignore us. This is Sisters Village. Wales Long Pond Sisters Village there, please. Good evening, Collie. You're live on air. Collie, you have to turn the device down in the background.
Turn down your phone.
Take another call. Caller, good evening. You are live on air. Caller, good evening. You're live on air.
Okay, I just want to make a comment. I tried to get on the program last week and I didn't, but I'm going to make the comment now. You have this guy on the program, Yuvraj Narain, right?
Yeah.
Who is saying that the PPP know what the legacy of Chetty Jagan and the PPP. He has to know what the legacy of the PNC first. They kill people, they do this, they do that, they bring the country down. Right? He is no kind of politician.
Wait a minute. Continue to say what you have to say, but don't forget, if you say things about people, they can sue the program because we are broadcasting what you are saying. So continue, but please be careful with your words.
Right. I'm just saying that he says that they build this kind of factory, cloth factory, big factory, every kind of thing they build. Right, sure, they did that. Now none of that don't exist. Right? He's asking what the PPP did. He's not remembering when the ballot boxes were floating and they were shooting people. That's a fact. Walter Rade get killed, this person get killed, Vincentica get killed. That's a legacy of the PNC. He's supposed to know that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand fully well what you're saying, Freddie. I'm not going to go anywhere near that trouble. But I'm just saying what he said, I'm replying to him.
Okay.
Right? So, and you had the girl named the manager or the city council manager came on the other week, right?
Tom Clark,
yeah.
She's the CEO of the city council.
Yeah. Go ahead, call. We...
Hello? Hello?
Hey, good night.
Hey, good evening.
Freddie?
Yep.
Yeah, earlier an old lady talking about something there just now. I had a similar situation like that.
You mean the GBTI thing?
Yeah, at one of the banks. And I went to deposit some money, a pension money again, and they're telling me I can't deposit, I can only deposit X amount. So I turned to the young lady and said, you know, if I go outside and put this money in the ATM, you folks will ask me no questions. I did just that, and 2 days after, went and did my transaction.
Well, I use the word jackass to describe these people. Nothing else, no other term should be used except that term. And it's an acceptable term in journalism. And I've seen professors in discussion on social media use the term. But this whole nation should be ashamed of itself to tell a pensioner that she cannot bank $200,000. Translate that in in American currency, you know what is that?
$1,000 US.
$1,000 US.
Yeah.
I am telling you, I believe there is something going on. There's something. Look, don't let me say it, but thanks for coming through, sir.
Good night. Thank you.
All right, buddy. So somebody says, I'll be grateful if you can highlight this problem on your show. Noise, nuisance, and damage of property caused by a lumber yard that is operating by my neighbor's yard. Okay, where is this here? 127 Haji Street, Horstelling. 127 on June 28th. 2014, a truck bearing registration number.
Hello?
Good night.
Yes, good evening.
You know, when the mayor speak, the former mayor, that the legacy that Bonham leave, did you got Mr. Hart come and rule? You had Mr. Reggie come and rule, and nobody used the legacy of Mr. Bonham? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But y'all did not question him that. Y'all must question him with that.
All right. Well, you know what? We always are bringing back people on the show, and we're going to remember some of your questions, too.
Yeah, okay, thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. All right, so what else we have here? So this is between Luziknan. Somebody says, okay, let's take that call.
Hello? Turn on your volume.
Hello, you're live on air.
Hello, good night.
Yes, good evening.
Just want to ask if somebody can please look into the road from Queensland to the Island Gas project at West Bank.
Okay.
There's a Bagnam road in a very bad condition, and there is the main access road to the Island Gas project.
All right. Well, I think that maybe they're trucking a lot of equipment and so through there. That's why probably a little bad right now. But I don't think that they're gonna have a massive project like that there, and they wouldn't try to fix the road. Say to them. But I understand that you right now you're being affected.
Yes.
Mm. All right. Well, let's hope that somebody's watching who can help to put some relief there. All right. Thank you for calling.
Thanks. The person going off.
Yeah. So let me show this. This is Luziknan road. There's a gap in the road, in the pavement. Sorry. So be careful if you're walking here.
Hello. Hello.
So that missing gap in the pavement there, that's between Luziknan Prison Road and Annandale Pump Road. So watch out for that.
And it's huge.
It's a
whole family could fall in there.
your car would fall in there if you drive there. All right, let's see this call. Hold on. Caller, good evening. You're live on air. Make sure your device is off. You didn't get through us now.
Hello?
Caller, you are air.
No, forget about that. Hello?
Hi, good evening, Freddie and other.
Yeah.
I'm just calling to give some clarity to the woman who took 200,000 to GBTI to bank. My understanding is, let's say about 3 to 4 years ago, the people would have been given forms to fill, and in that form, the AML form, they would call it, the anti-money laundering form, you would have had to say source of income, amount expected, and so forth. So what would have happened? She might have put 120,000 as her expected source of income per month.
Okay.
So with her showing up with 200,000, she would have had to provide clarity to the teller, explaining to them where she got this money and how the money was obtained. So that's my take.
No, hold on. Every I know what you're saying. Everybody, every customer has to declare where they work and what they're earning.
Yes.
My contention and this doesn't happen in the rest of the country, in the rest of the world. It's happened in Guyana. Is that you cannot
the regulator would have made those rules for us.
You cannot apply that kind of money laundering criteria across the board. When you do that, you end up hassling people and end up deterring small people from banking. Money Laundering Act came in to stop money laundering, which involves illicit money gained from drugs, trafficking in people to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. You cannot apply money laundering regulation to a pensioner selling plants. My contention the past 15 years in my columns is that you have to look at context. Context is everything.
But Freddie, you must understand also, every organization, every banking institution has to follow the regulatory rules once they are being mandated.
No.
Those are the rules.
No, they're misinterpreting.
Someone slipped up and it's reported. The teller could find herself in trouble if she did not question and she didn't take reaction.
No, it's not the teller. It's not the teller. I know the teller.
The teller is doing her work.
The teller is doing her work.
Yes.
But those people at the top, as the managers, I am telling you, madam, I am convinced that those people have not read the Anti-Money Laundering Act. For example, 10 years ago, listen, I read the act. The act said any credible form of proof of address. This was 10 years ago. They were telling people only a utility bill. The law did not say only a utility bill. The law says any credible. What the bank managers have done, I don't think, I'm telling you this.
Utility bill, you can use your driver license.
Well, now they come.
Use postal envelope.
You should see what they were doing with people 10 years ago. You had to bring in an envelope with some.
Yes.
I saw a lady brought in an envelope and the teller telling her, I can't see the date. This whole thing, this whole Anti-Money Laundering Act has been applied to a country that whole scale took it from other countries without looking at context. The sensible countries that are more sensible than Guyana, the banking officials outside that are more sensible than Guyana banking officials. They don't hassle those kinds of people that we hassle. And I know this from the hundreds of people who told me.
They don't hassle what must I say?
You think, madam.
You might think so, but those people have stuff they have to bring in.
Madam.
Which the criteria.
Madam.
They know their amount stated there is.
Madam.
Take anything more than 2 million?
Madam.
You won't take anything more than 2 million. And if they keep bringing in something under 2 million, let's say your 2 million was for the month, you bring that in every 3 weeks, the bank would eventually put a stop to your money and they will report you.
Listen, the banks are misapplying the money laundering. What you're talking about there is understandable. But these people hassle vendors who bring $20,000 a month, then the next month they bring $40,000. I am telling you, outside, you think outside people deal with serious forms of money laundering. People don't deal with no vendor. You think the bank's got time to hassle a vendor? Money laundering is serious business. Money laundering is not a lady, a pensioner selling plants, and you asking her where she get $200,000 from.
I hope you understood what I'm saying. I'm saying, based on the fact she filled the AML form with 120 or 140.
Initially.
I know she did that.
Raise the eyebrow of the teller.
But I am saying.
To explain to the teller where she got the money.
But I am saying.
Teller would know. Let me just finish, please. The teller would now have to, depends on what she says to her, would now have to ask for an excuse and proceed to her supervisor. If the supervisor is comfortable with the answer given for that money, they can have a go ahead. And let's say 2-3 weeks after she comes again with the next 200, you might allow it there. The third time she comes with it, they're going to register her account. You have to understand, based on the information
yes, you said that.
you submitted to.
Yeah, but you missed my point. You missed my point, which doesn't.
What point did I miss, if I must?
I'm telling you my point now, which I know doesn't happen in the rest of the world. You should.
So, but Guyana
are you going to listen to me? Before the calls come, are you going to listen to me? You do
to do what we have to do.
You do not give an anti-money laundering form to be filled up by a vendor, to be filled up by a slow cone driver, to be filled up by a carpenter.
Once
that
you
is
hold an account to the bank, you have to fill up a form.
When
this thing started,
that is where the Money Laundering Act has gone wrongly. You cannot sweep the whole banking, the whole system of banking customers with one brush. You cannot do that. They're misapplying the Anti-Money Laundering Act. When the thing
they're working based on the information you have submitted. They didn't put those answers there. You have to understand that, Freddie.
What you mean?
I'm telling you.
They're giving the wrong people form to fill.
Listen, form 126 or 100.
Oh, look, let's take this call, madam. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, we got a call. Yeah,
we got a call. Thanks for coming through. Hello?
This is a former person in the banking industry who wants to give a... Hello, good evening. You're live on air.
Hi, good evening.
Yes.
I'm calling to make my contribution with regards to the AML, the Anti-Money Laundering Act, and with regards to what is happening in our banking system. Having worked in the compliance department for a number of years, I will tell you that Freddie is quite correct when he said that the tellers do not apply or they don't quite understand the AML when it comes to dealing with their customers, because like the example he gave with the envelope and when they were asking for proof of address, there was a time when they demanded that you present a utility bill or a postal envelope, which doesn't make sense. Like he said, it says form of
credible form of identification.
Right, exactly. And so, having done training and everything else in compliance with bank tellers, I can tell you that it is a challenge getting people to understand how to apply the AML and how it applies to different customers.
That is the point. They're sweeping everybody with the same brush. They're jackasses, madam. I am telling you, these banking managers, these elite banking managers, I am convinced that none of them have sat down and read that Anti-Money Laundering Act. Let me tell you what the former president of Guyana, Donald Ramata, told me. He told me that Anti-Money Laundering Act was imposed on the Third World for Americans' own reason. And that is
the thing. The AML Act that we have, it becomes that it now captures even the housewives have to give a proof of income.
Wow.
If you're saying that you're getting the income from your husband, then you have to take a job letter from your husband's workplace and say how much money or how much allowance per month he gives you.
Are you kidding me?
In order to put into your account.
That's a joke, right?
Yeah, it is serious. It is. Like before, a housewife could have gone and opened an account. Now, a housewife cannot open an account without presenting proof of address, and it's really sad. Another thing I want to touch on is all these fees and all these charges that banks implement on their own without guidance, without any repercussions from the central bank. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I think the central bank is a total waste of time. They do it as the central bank when it comes to governing commercial banks and guiding them and supervising them.
Stay on the line. Here, what's the problem? The problem is the banking managers and the politicians and them don't understand. They are just afraid that if they do anything wrong, Guyana will be reported. But telling a housewife she must get a letter for it's not part of the thing. They're misapplying the thing. And if they relax those rules, who is going to why you think the United States State Department and the European Central Bank is going to blacklist Guyana because Guyana remove the requirement for housewives stating where they get the money from? The asininity that
it's ridiculous. It's
you know,
even though they train them and they train them every single year, it's left upon the teller to use their initiative, which they clearly don't. You understand? They clearly don't. For one day, I was at Republic Bank to change a check from my health insurance for $2,500. The teller told me I have to pay $1,500 to change a $2,500 check because I don't have an account with them.
Mm. Yeah, I've seen that. The young cameramen at work here, when they got to change a check, the people taking out $1,500 from them.
Yes, and I argued with them, and I asked the senior manager. I said, "You will have to show me from my check."
But madam,
I did not ask my health insurance for a check. They choose to pay me by check. You're already charging them for a checking account. Why should I be paying you to take?
And madam,
that is double dipping.
That could easily be done. That by the Ministry of Finance telling the banks they cannot do that. That could easily.
But here's the thing. When I argued with him and I put my point to him, he's going to waive it for you because we can.
Wow. So they can. Okay. All right. Look,
so
thanks for coming through. We really appreciate your input tonight, and you can call back again every now. I know you watch the program. Thanks for coming through, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much.
All right. Good. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening, Mr. Freddie. Good night, brother.
Good night.
They're very interesting topic, buddy. Some people just drive a little box money. I personally drive me little as a first box hand, and I carry it for banks, $225,000. And they ask me where he get his money from. I tell them it's me box money.
You realize what?
What did they tell you?
They tell me that I got to show proof how I get this money.
$200,000.
This you last hand.
Here, me box hand, me little box hand money.
I know, yeah.
You know what I can't understand? I can't understand why the opposition parties and civil society have not taken up this matter.
But they got time to take up the matter, the oil in the ground, though.
Let me tell you something, madam. You and the bank manager and everybody working in his bank, he know who doing money laundering. Y'all fully well know y'all will make yourself a fool. I got me little box money where you collect and you can tell me what do I got for bring what?
Do you see all the people that have called in here about being hassled are not multimillionaires?
No, it's more people.
Yeah. It's a lot of, and I can't understand why this is not an election issue. Everybody agree that you should have an opposition in the country to keep government on their toes.
We opposition.
But the opposition don't take up.
We got no opposition, Freddie.
And you have these jackasses. Instead, you have these jackasses that telling people to leave the oil in the ground before they take up these issues.
Yeah, and we move the coconut banks their age.
Anyway, the operator said, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming
through, bro.
That bank issue is really destroying the poor people of this country.
This man called him for the third time, Freddie. Let me see if we can get, Listen, Chief, go ahead. You're live on here. Go ahead quickly, please. Or we're going to have to take out the call again.
Yeah, Mr. Akash, you know me personally, man.
I don't know you personally. I know you're calling, though.
And I'm getting...
Yeah, go ahead.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. All right. Now, this Lenore market is taking too long to complete. The homeless condition...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the homeless situation that the Durban Backlands has lots of malls, lots of pavilions that they can use to homeless people.
All right, good. Listen. All right. The call, your call is not going through clearly, man. I'm sorry, but anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I need to talk about the Lenore market, and the Lenore market needs to be done completely.
Okay, so yeah, you said that, right.
All right, we run
Thanks for
down to
coming
time.
through.
Run down to time. Let me take another call.
You meet all kinds of people.
Caller, good evening. You're live on air.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, guys.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm watching the show, and that thing about going to the bank and taking all that information, that is so stupid, because I live here in Canada, and all you have to do, if your account is dormant, all you have to do is take your bank card with an ID, identification, and that's it.
Stop there, madam. That is why, stop, madam.
Sorry?
Stop there. That is why we will always remain backward country in the third world. That is why the white people will always rule us. That is why Europe and America will always rule us, because they put laws on us. They put laws on us for us to destroy ourselves. I'm glad you have said that, and I'm glad the jackasses in the banking system are listening.
Freddie, sorry to interrupt you, but the reason why I would never ever come back to Guyana to live, that is the crap you have to go through, the embarrassment, and the caller from saying you got to do this, you guys. No, you come and live outside here where things are so much advanced. Nobody don't question you about.
Nobody. Let me tell you, madam. I know they don't hand out anti-money laundering forms for carpenters and snow cone sellers outside. The banks don't have time with that asininity. It's these poor third world. And listen, what you have just said is going to go through one ear and come through the other ear. You know, I met a man Friday. I met an old man Friday. And what this man has to go, what that man has to go through to reactivate his account, madam, in another 50 years, and another 100 years, we are going to remain the backward third world, and the Europe and America are going to rule us.
That's why, Freddie, I would never ever come back to Guyana to live. I don't care if the oil falling from the roof. I don't care, because the embarrassment when you have to take your own hard-earned money to the bank, and poor little stupid people asking you all these information. You gotta carry your life insurance probably. I don't have the tolerance for that. I don't. So I'm gonna stay here in Canada where I live in a beautiful life, and I have everything. Don't have no time to deal with those stupid people at those banks asking you a bunch of... They're making up the law as they go along. Why do you have to take all that information, everything?
Listen.
Yes, Freddie.
Donald Ramata, the former president, told me that law was imposed on these countries to suit the Americans. The Americans wanted to stop trafficking money going into the U.S. from Colombia. Billions. The Americans...
What if the woman carried $200,000 to the bank?
Madam,
that's sad.
Madam, when that money laundering act was imposed on the Caribbean and third world countries, the sensible people who wrote the law and imposed it in Guyana wasn't concerned with 200,000, wasn't concerned with 50,000 from a carpenter. Those people were concerned with billions passing through the system. It's these jackasses here do not understand that. They don't understand, all the banking officials should do a course in international relations, how the world operates. The United States...
That's the problem. That's the problem with Guyana, because we cycle in one thing and we can't think outside the box. You bringing money to the bank where money is coming into the bank. You can ask me all the questions about where I get it. The lady got her little money, the man
No. But
I mean, it was a get $2-3 million. That's different.
But you don't mind the lady bring $2 million US. which is 400 million Guyanese. And you say, Madam, that is what the Money Laundering Act was about. When the Americans imposed it, when the Americans put it on this asinine country, that is what they were trying to stop. They were just trying to stop those drug barons in Colombia. Washing hundreds of millions. They weren't they had no idea that when they put this law in Guyana would hassle a carpenter living in a squatting area.
I live all my life in Guyana, and I wouldn't come back to Guyana to bring my hard-earned money to come to Guyana. I don't want to be patient.
We gotta
go. But Madam, before you go, let me just say that I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. Guyana is going to get better, and the things are going to get better. Freddie said, not in another 100 years.
I waiting for that.
If it happens, I hope you can come back.
I got free everything.
I hope you can come back, man. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
We gotta go now.
Bye.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, our operator said we're 3 minutes over time.
Yeah.
We will see you on Monday, where we will have our guests as usual. It's been a depressing evening. It's one of the most depressing evenings on the Freddie Kissoon show. What poor people are going through with the banking system. This has not been a nice evening for me, but I will go home to my what's the right word? Ever serene and understanding wife. I think age has caught up with me. That nonsense I'm hearing about what the banks do poor people. If I was younger, I'm telling you, I would have started a revolution. The bird of youth has flown. What can we do? See, on behalf of Akash here, horrible doctor, Dr. Akash Persaud, horrible doctor, who's going to cure you with diabetes by eating bhaji.
Yeah. Drive safe.
Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Drive safe, all right? Take care. Bye.